What's up, everybody? I kind of figured I'd just get on here and go over a little recap of the G.1.M Ultra. It's been about 2 weeks since the race, but I don't know, kind of had some time to reflect on things and think things over and just kind of get my thoughts about me. So we're just gonna kind of go through and talk about different aspects and what made it such a cool experience. So this is my second race out at Bear Ranch. And honestly, both times what makes these races so cool is just the people. The people out there are awesome. And what's cool about the backyard is you get a lot more time to meet and talk to people, which I absolutely loved. So that was probably my favorite part of the whole experience, was meeting new people and getting to share some thoughts and stories and kind of have a shared experience. And you really do bond with people when you're suffering together. So that was definitely my favorite part of the whole experience. Another cool aspect of the whole race and trip was having a guy come out, and we were actually filming a documentary. So he came out and shot some stuff, and I'll throw in some clips from stuff throughout the video, and I'll play the trailer at the end of the video. But I'm super excited about that. I can't wait for it to come out. Comes out May 10th, so keep your eyes peeled for that. So as far as my mental before the race, I was really just thinking not so much about winning, but just kind of pushing myself. And here's a little snippet of the pre-race interview where I was talking about that.
My goal is to go as far as I possibly can, whether that's to win or go till I physically can't move. It's really going to be a search for, I want to find who I am in that deep well, that deep pit. I want to find the guy on the other side of the void.
So that's kind of where, I was at before the race. This was after we'd set up camp and got back to the hotel room. We went and loaded up at HEB. I think I did a lot better at picking out good options for fueling. I did eat quite a variety of stuff throughout the race, but I think my fueling was way better this time than any backyard I've done previous. Pretty much ate mostly real food, and then obviously I had carb mix in with my water. As far as the real food, I started out pounding quesadillas. So there's a little clip of me taking a quesadilla to go. One thing I found with the quesadillas, though, is that I think all the cheese started kind of like giving me like air pockets in my stomach that kind of hurt. So I kind of switched away from those and started just pounding mashed potatoes. That was like the go-to after that. From that point on, I did just destroy mashed potatoes. But I think I took one gel the whole time, which for the backyard I think is way more beneficial than just pounding gels, because your stomach tends to reject those after a long time of taking them. But so we loaded up HEB, actually got great sleep the night before, which does not normally happen. And with the noon start, it kind of makes it a little easier to get good sleep, which I was really not sure how I was going to feel about the noon start, because all the previous backyards have been 6 a.m. starts. So with the noon start, I was a little iffy, but in the long run, I think it helped so much getting through that first night. Like just being a little more fresh and not near as exhausted. It made the first night so much easier than previous backyards where you start at 6 a.m. That first night is a lot more difficult. Another thing that was a massive help getting through the first night was the group of guys that I found. So normally previous ones, everybody gets dead quiet. Nobody's talking to each other. Everybody's got their headphones in, and it's just everybody's in their own head. This time was a lot different. I found a group of dudes and we just kept it lively, you know, kept talking to each other. Shout out the night shift, man. We got through that night together, really helped pull each other along, keep spirits high. It was really cool. Plus you bond so much when you're just out there talking and suffering together. So that was a super cool part of the first night. So coming into day 2, I was still feeling really strong, really smooth. That morning when that sun comes up, great, which also helps. I waited till 6 a.m. to take any caffeine. So between the caffeine and the sunlight hit, I was feeling really good. But yeah, and then kind of cruised it through to about a little bit before 100 miles, just going nice and slow. And then I decided I kind of wanted to pick up the pace a little bit and maybe talk to some people I hadn't got a chance to talk to yet, just because I'd been kind of in the back with the same group the whole time. So after that, I kind of picked up the pace and talked to some of the people further towards the front of the packs during the loops. And that went well. It was great. It was super cool to talk to some different people. I mean, and you know, you run into people you see on social media all the time, and you talk to them, and it's like, God, these people are, you know, just as cool as they seem on, you know, Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Like, got to share like a loop or loop and a half with Joey Muccio. He was super cool, even though he was kind of going through it when we were running together. He was kind of in a low, which you get a lot of those throughout a backyard ultra. But also got to share some time with Johnny Davies and talk about different movies and different quotes and, you know, TikTok edits that we liked. But it was super cool to share some time with those people. We got through the 100-mile mark, felt great. I think I felt great until, I can't remember if I think it was 26 or 27. And we made a rookie mistake. We decided to put on some shorts that we'd bought in just before the race, never run in them, never worn them before. And they had a mesh liner in there that was about a size too small. And I knew within about the first 100 feet of that loop that, oh no, we made a mistake. Because that mesh in there was just like sandpaper and it tore things up. I won't get into too much detail, but it was painful, and we never really bounced back from that mistake. We got back from that loop, and we switched out shorts, and there was damage done there that, you know, can't be undone. But we tried our best, doctored it up, and was all right. And then that's when the rain and the mud came. I'm sure everybody who was keeping up with the race and watching saw all the mud and just the conditions change. It was brutal. I'm not gonna lie to you. The mud made your shoes weigh about 10 pounds apiece, just carrying these solid bricks. And when you're already over 100 plus miles into a race, it's pretty fatiguing to have to carry, you know, an extra 10 pounds on your foot. Especially, I guess I haven't even mentioned yet, that from about loop 8 or so, I would say, I had a little Achilles flare up, and didn't think much of it, threw on some compression, and it kind of went away. Didn't really hurt too bad. And then I got to looking at it once the mud came, and I'm like, ooh, this is swelled up pretty good. I'll throw some pictures in here of it, like right after the race, and then the next day, how puffy and swollen it was. So after the mud started hitting and we fought through that for a while, I was really in a deep pit from, I don't know, probably loop 28 I hit it. And since I was doing the race for charity, I really dug into that to get through the last few loops. Between that and, wanting to PR, obviously, previous PR was 30 hours, so I had to fight and dig really hard to get to 31. Almost pulled it in halfway through the 31st loop because I didn't think I was going to make it in time. Ended up digging and fought that one out and got in just barely in time. And I knew there was no way I was making time on another loop. Granted, didn't go the way I wanted to. Felt really good till right at the end, but that's the way life goes. You're not going to win them all. You're not going to crush everything. And if you do, I don't think you're shooting high enough. So So we ended up finishing, like I said, at 31 hours, right around 130 miles. It was a great experience overall, super happy with it. Really excited about the documentary coming out. I think it'll be really good. With that being said, I guess we'll just finish this video out with the trailer. So here it is.
It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly.